I'm the Big Man, attorney Joey Franks, here in Jackson, Mississippi with Big Man Law. And somebody brought to my attention today that the news has broke out of Lexington with the DOJ coming down on the Lexington Police Department, saying they've been treating some folks unfairly. Specifically, they focused on black individuals.
After a nearly year-long investigation, the U.S. Justice Department has found the Lexington, Mississippi Police Department engages in, quote, a pattern and practice of discriminating against black people, using excessive force, even when arresting people for swearing in public.
The First Amendment protects swearing, yet the Lexington police broke down a man's back door and arrested him for swearing in a public space.
My law school roommate's family actually owned a hunting camp there. And it was actually in the county, so it wasn't in the city PD, but my experiences from way back then, it was baffling how they handled things.
The police force in one of the poorest counties in Mississippi forces people to stay behind bars if they can't pay excessive fines.
In America, being poor is not a crime, but in Lexington, their practices punish people for poverty.
Our investigation found that Lexington's police department funds its very existence by imposing and collecting fines for petty offenses.
Now, what are they really going to do? My guess is nothing. You got to remember, Rankin County deputy sheriffs actually essentially tortured two guys, blew one guy's jaw out essentially, after breaking into their home illegally, the goon squad. And nothing's really come of that from the DOJ, in the sense that yes, they were indicted on state charges and federal charges, those particular officers, but that's all that really happened. I don't expect the DOJ to do a lot out of Lexington. They're going to bring down a little heat. There's going to be some bad publicity, and I'll be surprised if anything really changes. A lot of small departments actually make a lot of money off of speeding tickets and things like that. So the individuals that live there tend to be poor, and you don't find them very often. So a speeding ticket could really make or break somebody. I know that sounds kind of weird. You come down to Jackson, pay a $200 ticket and move on with your life. But up there, $200, it's a lot of money. You gotta remember, the average weekly wage for somebody in Mississippi is $600 and some odd dollars.
Now, the DOJ says since it launched its investigation, there have been modest changes made here at the police department, but they say as today's evidence illustrates, there needs to be much more meaningful reform. Now, we have reached out to the police chief here at the Lexington Police Department, and we're still waiting to hear back from the chief. For now, we're live in Lexington. Ross Adams, 16 WAPT News.
Thought that was really interesting, really grateful for that being sent over, and I'm interested to see what happens ultimately. I'd like to see the DOJ come down on some of these departments doing people wrong. I don't think all cops are bad cops. I don't think any profession has all bad in it, just like I don't think any profession has all good in it. Everything is a mix, unfortunately. The bad sometimes is what people hear more about. And in this case, it sounds like once the feds get involved, you've done something special to get their attention. So that's kind of impressive. Be interesting to see what happens. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And if you're still here and you're not subscribed, well, I'll talk to the DOJ.